This beautiful glass round vase, I approach preparing a little bit differently than if it were an opaque vase. I love using chicken wire, for example, in an opaque vase. But this, I want to highlight the beautiful stems of the flowers I'm gonna put in. And I instead add structure by putting some floral tape in a grid pattern right on the top. Normally I would use clear, but I wanted you to be able to see it. So this is like a shiny silver. And I've literally just made a tic-tac-toe board with my 1/2-inch floral tape. I feel like I would love to have a mostly white arrangement, but it's interesting. There's so much color in what we think of white flowers. Like this calla lily has pink in it. If you look at the stamen, the center, it's yellow. The stem, of course, is green. So even though I'm doing a white arrangement, we are gonna pull some green in, we are gonna pull some other white flowers that have the yellow and the pink in them, but it will have an overall monochromatic and inviting feel. I also like this kind of vase for a centerpiece on a dinner table. I think it's unfortunate when you have this glorious tall centerpiece and then I can't see the person I'm sitting across from. But a clear vase and an airy arrangement can stay on the table the whole time. Plus, if it's going on my dinner table, I want to put a little food into my flowers. So I'm going to use some basil. Jason loves, if we have like a tomato salad, to literally pull basil out of my flower arrangement. And I bet he'll do that today. All right, let's start with the basil. Right from my garden, I actually picked basil that was starting to flower, which isn't good to eat, but it sure is great for a flower arrangement. I want to remove all the basil leaves that will be submerged in the water. I want, when you look at this arrangement, for you just to see green stem. As I get towards the top, I'm still taking away some leaves that are above where the water line will be. That's just to keep air and negative space in my arrangement. I can always cut more of the stem off, but I'm gonna start at that height. We're gonna see how that goes. And this is a centerpiece, so I am making sure I don't have a front and a back. I love working on a Lazy Susan, so I can continue to look at it from all angles. Let's start with our white blooms. Oh, that's pretty how it wraps around. I love the whimsical nature of this flower. And it comes in all these incredible colors. I am getting down to table eye level to check every now and then what it will be like at eye level on my dining table. Calla lily. Always a fresh cut right before it enters the water. I'm looking for balance. It doesn't have to be symmetrical balance, but balance of textures, color, and heights. I'm adjusting some of my basil stems because they were not looking as pretty below the line as the other flowers, but that's better. All right, this is feeling like a good balanced shape. I now want to cover my tape a little bit without having it feel crowded or lose that airiness. I think a little Queen Anne's lace might be nice. I'll try That really tied it together. Great, I think one more dahlia, so, because without it, this would look like the front, and I don't want this side of the table to feel rejected. I love how this is dipping down over the vase. I'm gonna try and do that on this side. Find a nice bendy bloom like that. And I'm feeling like it might be nice. I have all these bowing flowers and perhaps one that's like looking up. And that, you almost have to look into the arrangement to discover it. But I think that's what's so beautiful about a romantic arrangement like this. The more time you spend with it, the more you discover. From basil to our white arrangement that actually has so many colors. It's flawless. I am very excited to use this gorgeous golden bowl for this next arrangement. I think I can use up the rest of my flowers. And I have prepared the bowl, not only with water, of course, but with some floral foam so that I can stick my stems right into it that will, hold it together. I've also put a grid of clear floral tape across the top. So those two things together, I think will support this. I plan to entirely cover the surface of this large bowl. I'm gonna start with some of my bigger blooms, the black kale and the hydrangea. Let's go black kale. This is an important first go because whatever I decide the height of this first one, I have to maintain for the rest. It doesn't mean everything has to be at the same height by any means, but do I want this to be the high point of my arrangement? And I feel like I want it to be a little lower. All right, let's see if it works to use both of these gorgeous violet hydrangea. I'm loving it already. What do you think? Let's go dahlia, roses, do these calla lilies. Now I wonder if that would be nice, like clustered and drapey. So yeah, maybe I'll take a cluster of 3. And let them bend as they like. And I cut them a little longer because I want them to dangle. Have room to dangle. Everything smells heavenly. Strongest, of course, is that basil from my garden. Okay, great. 3, 2, 1. I did a cluster of 3, a cluster of 2, and a solo love. Okay, let's do the tulips. Beautiful blue dyed tulips. And I'm always doing a fresh cut right before I insert it into the water. Such a meditative, beautiful hobby, flower arranging. It is definitely how this city girl stays in touch with nature. Even when I don't have time or the means to take a vacation to the country, I've got the Flower District on 28th Street and a whole lot of bowls and water. One of my favorite flowers, ranunculus. You are up next. Another tulip. So whimsical. It's almost like I want to let it be whimsical and maybe stick up higher than the rest. It wants to splay over the side like a calla lily. I'll allow it. There's really no wrong here. It's just playing and sculpting. Sculpting with texture, color. And giving yourself permission to really break the rules. All those, we get so many rules told to us, including flower arranging. I mean, who says you can't have kale next to roses? And some of these, because they broke from my earlier work, are lower than the rest of the flowers, and that is okay. I want it to be that when you come and you look at this arrangement, that you're discovering all the little nuances within. You could spend 10 minutes looking at it, and you would keep discovering new things. And I'm working flower by flower, like completing one and then moving on to the next. And it's not necessary to do it that way. I just feel like I'm understanding better the total balance of that particular bloom throughout the arrangement by focusing on one at a time. Okay, we have amazing berries, Queen Anne's lace, that and basil. I think it's time for you, my friends. I think that's it. Stunning.